So next up, I just want to talk a little bit about the support that we offer for our players in various ways, and the biggest one is communication. That's something that during the pandemic we've figured out that we didn't do very well then. I personally am not great at making sure I communicate with all the necessary people and all of the things, and even just keeping in touch with friends. So that's something, my own personal failing, and it's kind of transferred over to EAO and Fantasy Live there. So that's one thing that we're trying to correct. So we've put in place a couple different things to make this happen. First of all is the monthly email update. This has started out, and we've been working with that for a few months now, and it's been going pretty well, I think, overall. It's what it does for us is gives us a very set time and a deadline for us to be like, okay, we need to actually give some information to people. Let's do that, and it keeps us on board with giving that information to the players so that you all have a chance to understand what's going on around, and keeps us in touch with you all. It's helpful and it's good, and we want to keep it going. The next thing that we're also trying to do is set up a better space to communicate with people. And this is a set of forums that we are developing. It's in the works now. It probably will be in the works for quite a while, because we want to make sure that it develops in a way that makes sense and works for everyone who's doing these kind of things. It's starting out as a space for our official positions and our staff to come in and actually start by communicating a little better in a more formal setting. So we hope to have all of our teams sort of start to work on this forum and start to use it for their communications between each other, as we think it's going to be a better format for these communications than the various messages and posts and groups and other things that we've been using in the past that are just not quite the right format for these kind of discussions, and isn't quite the right way to do it. So yeah, we think the forums are going to work really well for that. But again, we're going to test it out, see how it goes. If it works, great, fantastic. If it does not, we'll see what else we can find. But I'm pretty hopeful that it will be a good spot to use for this. It is something that we're going to develop over time, and the hope is that eventually we will start to develop it into something that the whole of the community starts to use. I don't think we're going to get there right at the beginning, because there's a lot of things that need to go into the mix to make sure that it's going to work and to be safe and not be spammed or other things like that. So that's in development, and hopefully we'll get there soon. We also have our player relations team. It's always important to make sure that everybody understands that they exist, for one, and that they are a very important part of our games as a whole and as our organization as a whole. They're a group of people who are helpful to us. They include us as the directors and owners of the games that we have, and they are around to offer support for players who require it. We have a whole description of that on our website. If I'm good, I will put a little link somewhere around here in the description so that comes up so you can see what that is. You can read on more about that. But this is something that we've kind of developed over time, and we are very proud of the people that step up for us and help us out in this way. And we've learned a lot from them and from the things that we've had to do along the way to learn how to be better and be, in some ways, just less ignorant of what we are doing. There are a lot of things over time, especially in the fantasy genre, that are old hangovers that are just not good for some people. They do not allow them to have fun in it. They do not provide that safety and that comfort that's necessary to be able to, in order to play the games and enjoy them. And a lot of those things have come up over time, and that we didn't even realize were a problem until we saw them and realized, and until it's put in front of us, we don't even notice. And that's not great. That has never been a good thing. But we're really happy that people are bringing these things to us to show us that, hey, you're not reaching everybody possible because this thing is causing people problems. And we're like, oh, well, we can fix that. There's no reason why we can't. So it's really great when we get those kind of things. And our player relations team have been one of the groups of people that have really helped us push that. A bunch of them have brought things to us that have been like, this is a problem. and we need to fix it. And when we get those things, if we can do anything to make the game more enjoyable for people, we will do it. That's the short end of that response. Is we'll just do it, because we want to make sure that the game is enjoyable and is fun and is great for anybody that can come out. So big thanks to the player relations team and everybody else who has brought these kind of things to us that can talk to us about this. And we hope that everybody feels free to be able to talk to one of us owners or any of the player relations team, because they're all great people and you should feel free to talk to them. They're great. I guess the last thing I just want to say here is that we enjoy hearing from our players, and that if there are any challenges or issues or difficulties that they have with the game, we appreciate hearing them. So, because we would like to provide as enjoyable a game for anyone to come out and everyone to come out. And if we can do that for everyone, that's great. And we hope that you'll do that same kind of thing. We're available by email, messages, that kind of stuff. Just feel free to reach out. And thanks for that stuff. Now, enough about that. Let's go on to another aspect we've got here, which is the wiki and our lore information.